and they couldn't care about that. As long as they get access, they don't want to. They want to search in. So it's just there to confuse people, and confuses me as well. But I've learned it.
And you would like to have one place where
you just search what belongs to us, what we can access electronically. And then if there are any possibilities to search on titles or that we don't subscribe to, maybe you can search on titles, you can search on table of content, then search on that's all. Because, for example, when we have a database called Oxford Scholarship Online, and we can search, we have subscribing to the religion part, and we can search in all the titles, the books and all that. That's fine. And then in addition we can search in all the books in the database, but only on the abstract or title. So it's only two parts. Either the part we have subscribed to, and then the part we have not subscribed to. And that's what the students are getting used to. So if you have too many choices, with table of content, without table of content, journals that sort of are accessible through Sweatswise, but the publisher says we can't. Yeah, you understand?
Yes, that's always a problem when we are in charge of the access to the content. Then we can check, okay, the access there. But when the access is directly with the publisher, we can direct you there. But if the publisher says, I don't know you.
But you can't search in those. When you search, for example, if I search all publications. That I subscribe to. Will I at the same time also subscribe in those, search in those journals that are sort of external? I'm subscribing to it, but it's like there's just a link that takes me to the publisher's homepage. Am I searching in that journal at the same time as I search in all publications that we are subscribing to?
You can only do we only can search on the table of content and abstract. So we cannot, for the external content, we cannot search the full text. We are not allowed.
Yeah, but for the ones we are subscribing to and that they are on this Sweatswise server, we can subscribe. We can search and everything.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, if you have subscription to the.
Yeah, because that's the problem, and that's also very confusing. And I understand that as a publisher, they don't want let you sort of take the journal and put it on your server.
Okay. No, indeed, we don't own that much content. There's only very little content that we own. But we have some big deals with the publishers where they say, okay, we trust you. And then when we say, okay, this customer is allowed to watch your content, they trust us and they allow us actually to just let them view content. Okay. And there's few publishers that say, no, we want to verify it ourselves.
Because let me just show you because it's easier.
But there's the title bank, which is actually a place where you can put everything, also not through Sweats. If you have your own links, you can even upload your own links there. And we have indeed the Sweats publications, and that is just what we have available.
Yeah, but that's what you have available, because when you say Sweats publications, I think then it sounds like Sweats is publishing.
Ah, I see. So it's the naming is confusing.
It's like Oxford University's publications, but it's not Sweats publications. It's publications that Sweats have access to or have a deal. So it's not Sweats is not the publisher.
Yes.
So for me that's a bit confusing. When I search in the content search, actually I can show you here. It says full text. For example, Journal of Biblical Literature, and it says in the region here, full text, click here.
Yes.
So we have to go to their homepage or
and somebody of the library uploaded this link themselves as holdings information, and then.
So that is the reason behind all this confusion here.
Yeah, this is your full text subscriptions.
But this is what they don't understand.
Okay.
And it took me ages to understand it.
Yeah? Table of content, how is it?
What is a table of content subscription? I don't understand. Full text subscriptions. Then I just want to search my jobs.
You actually want just everything searched through everything. And that is the token full text. This means all your subscriptions together.
So that will be enough.
That will be enough.
I think that if you could have that on the basic search and advanced search, maybe it could be because people like basic search, and for those who understand more, they will not have a problem with this, but I don't know.
So for the students, they just want to search and they don't care what kind of subscription it is. They are only interested in the content.
They just want to get the journal, and they don't care whether you have gotten permission to have it on your server or not. It's like they don't think about it.
Yeah.
They just want to get it, and they don't want any confusion. They don't want to think, really.
Yeah, that's true.
They just want it to be quick and easy.
Like Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense, but at the same time, our students are very good because they do understand that they don't use Google all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was talk about students whenever they're looking for information, they go to Google. They don't do that here because we are two librarians who give them a course, the master students, every several times a year,
Mm-hmm.
and we always ask them what you do when you start, and very few go to Google. Most of them go to databases.
Mm.
So it's not always through the rumours you hear. So, but still, they want it very accessible and very easy to understand.
Yes.
And we always have to explain TOC. They don't know what it is, and of course we use Norwegian here, so table of content is not a word, or it's not words that they use.
Yes.
Is there an equivalent in Norwegian for
Yeah,
TLC?
innholdsfortegnelse.
And that would make
That
it
is
clear?
table of content.
But you can also put the language of the site on.
Yeah, to explain what
Norwegian.
it is.
But they probably not. I
No,
don't think this
yeah.
translated this word.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, probably not. They don't translate anything into Norwegian because we speak English. But then, on the other hand, when you are talking about within a certain subject, when you talk about sort of everyday life,
Mm-hmm.
everybody understands most words that are used. But when you go to a specific subject like library or theology or whatever,
Mhm.
then there are always specific words that people don't use normally, and then they don't understand them.
Mm.
So that will always be like that.
Is it interesting for a student if he searches for a title
Yeah.
to actually search through the table of content if the full text is not available for him?
No. If it's not available, then probably not. But
So even if because some customers have a top full file subscription, we call it, that you actually you can search through all the table of contents that we have
Yeah.
available. But for a student, I think when he's working on a paper, it doesn't sound that interesting for him because I think he's only
Yeah.
interested in the full
Yeah.
text that is available.
But yeah, it's true. But it depends on where you are and our professors as well. Because whatever you can search in a way is good, because what you can't get immediately, you can still get. Only it takes more than 2 seconds.
Hmm.
Might take 2 days. We get and
You can order it.
yeah, we order it
Oh.
for everyone on every level. So, but it's the when you look at it, it's confusing to know what's what. That's the problem.
This is.
What is this and what does it mean? And still, I've had it explained so many times, but I always, when I look at it, I have to really take my time to know, okay, what's this? Where do I do the search now? So it's difficult.
Okay.
And I teach a lot of databases,
Mhm.
and I think this is difficult.
That's interesting.
It's difficult to understand immediately.
Yeah. No, I also understood that the table of content was everybody that uses the online systems knows what it is. But obviously
No, not a
but,
student, but you know, a lot of students, well, we do speak English, but it's like a lot of people don't use English. I speak English all the time because my husband speaks English, but a lot of Norwegians will not use English. And they've learned it in school,
Mhm.
but still would be a bit, if you start talking, they'll say yes or no and try to get away from you probably.
Oh.
So it depends on the person. And table of content has got to do with a specific topic. It's not a word you use in everyday life.
No.
So that's why TOC. But if you've been a student or a teacher for many years, sooner or later you learn the word. But in the beginning, when we teach students, they don't understand it. We have to tell them what it means.
I see.
So and I also get a lot of emails from different publishers. Like I could get from you or from EBSCO or different places, and everybody, of course, writes in English. And I speak English and I read English, but it's sometimes very difficult to understand because it's got to do with computers and it's a specialized language.
Mm-hmm.
So half of it I don't understand.
Yeah. No, when I joined the company, I was also these were all new terms for me, and
Yeah.
had to get used
And
to.
I can't. We are a small library, so we don't have one department for electronic journals and one for paper and one for
Mhm.
books. We do everything. So I know a little bit of this, a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to.
It's a bit more helpful
Yeah.
information.
So if it's possible to do anything, we would like to search in what is available,
Mhm.
and then if it's possible to search in what is not available, but still you can search and get some hits and you can get it from somewhere else,
Mhm.
that would be useful. But 2 distinctions,
Yes. So
I
the
think
default should be just on
that would be
full text actually, I think. Even.
yeah, and less
But,
search here if you want information about what you're subscribing, search here if you want information on things you're not subscribing, or something like that. That's
More simple.
a long sentence, but
That's.
if it's possible to do anything about it. But
Oh yeah, it's always difficult because
yeah,
if something is a standard, you know,
Yeah.
then
I see the
what
difficulty
one
of-
person wants to
yeah.
change, the other one doesn't want to
Yeah.
change. But still, I think giving more information of what you're searching through can always
Yeah.
be helpful.
Mm.
Telling more about it.
Yeah. And I also think it should be as easy as possible so that the explanation doesn't have to be too long, because students don't like to read,
Yeah.
read
They just want to
explanations.
search. They just want to find stuff.
That's my experience. I don't like it myself, but I do it.
What are other things that were?
Yeah, there's just one simple thing that we don't like at all. That's if when you want to log out,
Yeah.
you get that extra question.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that, because if I make a mistake, I just log in.
Yes.
So it's like,
The new version.
it doesn't have it.
I think the main idea behind there was to try to remove as many of these screens
Yeah.
in between as possible, so that
yeah.
Also the captcha, also out. So if every time you have to log in, you have to do 6.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Take it out.
That's how. Okay. Fine. What is database search?
when you select some databases.
What database? I don't understand that. Do you sell databases?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're not administrator here.
No. This is where I'm not logged on in the real sense, because it's just on the IP address. So this is what the students see.
Okay, yeah. So
They get our list and they can search. So I can log on as an
if you log in as administrator, then
Yeah.
we can select databases. And so if you have subscription to a database,
No, I don't think we have.
you can select it, and then they will show up. So it's more like a helpful tool.
Okay.
We actually will only allow the links. We are start showing the links, and
Yeah.
so here under account. Is the title on content settings? No, the
Okay.
titling settings. And here you can say select databases. And then there's a whole list of all databases
Okay.
that we are
Base.
importing from
Yeah.
external
And
sites.
I understand.
And then as
Yeah.
soon as these
Mhm.
are selected, they will become available
Okay.
there.
But I think that for the okay, it's different there. But for the students,
Mhm.
and that's a useless sort of
Okay, yeah. So
for them, because if what we do with everything we buy, we put it in Bipsis, our database. So
Mhm.
there's always a link from there, and there's a link from every journal
Yeah.
in Bipsis going to Svetsvai's database. So we tell our students to go to Bipsis for everything we own,
Okay.
whether it's a database or a journal. That is only one place to look.
Yeah. You could also upload everything
Mm.
in the title bank if you want, and then
Yeah.
you have everything available there.
But then we have 2 places to look, and one is Bipsis and one is.
Yeah.
So we want for everything we own.
Mhm.
We always tell our students to go to Bipsis,
Okay.
and then they are redirected to Svetsvai's or wherever we bought what kind of database it is.
And we redirect them further. Yeah.
But if it could be possible to remove that for us, or it's like
The
not
database,
for us, but yeah,
option.
we could have our own sort of database search, because it's just there to confuse people, because it's as little as possible, or just the necessary information should be there. I think maybe some institutions want it to be there, some institutions don't want it.
Yeah.
But if we could sort of do that ourselves and choose to have it or
Mhm.
not have it.
Actually, the basic
Yeah.
idea is to not show anything that
Yeah.
that's not being used.
Yeah. For example.
This should be, sounds very logical. And I think in the new site it's also standard. Everything
Yeah.
that's not there. it
Yeah,
just
it's not
don't,
okay. That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see. And subject. I tried subject, and there's a category philosophy,
Yeah.
and under there is religion and theology. That sounds a bit fishy, if you ask me. I think there should be a category on religion
Okay.
because it's hidden. For our students, it's very well hidden.
Yes.
And when I looked through the list,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find it, so I thought, there must be something wrong here. I didn't
Yeah.
understand what it was. And then, of course, I checked. I went to philosophy, history and philosophy. But I think religion should have its own category.
Okay. But that's interesting because we don't have that much. We cannot do that much with the categories.
Okay.
We are getting them, and
Yeah.
if somebody says this journal is part of that
Yeah.
category, or in the LCC.
Yeah. Because it's not, philosophy is, well, in the Dewey Decimal System, philosophy is in the 100 group and religion is in the 200 group. So it's like it's a
They're really
completely different subject. Of course, you have philosophy of religion.
Mm-hmm. But it's different.
It depends on your angle sometimes where it happens, but it's different.
So I have to check if this is possible for
Yeah.
us to change, if we even can do it, because we have, I think Suez uses his own categories, but the LCC ones, they're coming in, and
Yeah, they're just there.
yeah, the publishers will assign them for us,
Yeah.
and we just show them. So
Yeah.
that is,
Well, we can probably think of a bend around so that it will show up in the correct
Yeah.
diary.
yeah, or make it easier to search directly on sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can think of
categories or
something
like
there.
that.
Yeah. Coffee?
Norwegian coffee is very good.
Well, I hope I was lucky this morning, but I just made it. I hope it's good.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, see.
Thank you. This is actually the first time I've heard of this.
The category thing.
No, the whole, actually everything.
Okay.
So it makes it
It's
really
good you came here.
Yes. Yes, it's very interesting. I hope that if you walk through this will be, if you walk through the new
Yeah.
ideas we have, that you'll find that there are improvements there.
Yeah.
And if not, please,
Yeah, I'll tell you.
as bold as you can.
Yeah, the more bad feedback, the better it is actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Sounds
is
strange, but
actually. So,
The more we can solve.
Yeah, and since you didn't make it, then it's alright.
Yeah, exactly. We're just testing it.
So, yeah.
No, we didn't make it.
Yeah.
I wish I could, but I'm not. No, I can't do that. Let me see. Yes, please. You can do something with it?
Oh, I was thinking that there were some requirements for trying to have as much personalization in there as possible, you know, that people can, I think even with drop-down options, or, you know, you can be able to even give people their option to translate words into what they use.
Yeah, what we're doing is making your personal space.
Yeah.
Instead of the same thing for
Yeah.
everybody in Norway.
Yeah.
This is, see, your name is up here.
Okay.
You log in with your credentials.
Yeah.
This is yours. So
This is my administration sort of login, or I have two.
you have to.
I have one for normal users, or I have one for administration, because I need to see what they see.
Yes.
Because I
Well,
have to show them.
this will be the top level
Yeah,
access,
so administration.
Yeah. and you get to see this. Now, this is the page you would land on as soon as you log on. If you can go up and down the page, but please do not click on anything yet, otherwise it will lead you away.
Yeah.
And think out loud, please. Tell us what you think of it, if it makes sense to you, if it's useful or not.
Yeah, my experience is the first time you see a new database page or a new page, you shouldn't say too much because it takes some time for you to get used to it.
It's too confusing.
Yeah, in the beginning it's always confusing, but that doesn't really say anything.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw Bipsus the first time, I thought I'd never like it, but now I like it. So, but really.
Can I have a quick look there?
Yeah. So is this real, or is just?
Right now it's dummy, but this.
Yeah. So this is just for fun. I mean.
Yes.
Because I haven't renewed anything, so
No.
I was just
This is a view in the future.
Yeah. Mm. It would be good to get in Norwegian krona.
Yes, that will be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, all your currency will be Norwegian currency.
Because I have actually, I've never used, I hardly used also, it doesn't sort of.
In England it'll be in
pounds.
yeah.
These are very good.
They're nice, right?
Really.
Yeah. We have a little to offer from Holland, but these are the good ones.
These are very good, thank you.
Okay.
Title is confirmed. Lists submitted 17th of May. Cancellations, renewals. What does that lorem and gravis mean?
This is dummy data, so it's Latin.
New time. Oh, okay.
Just so that you,
This and that.
this and that, and
New
you know, it could be
titles, kind of, yeah.
words. Actually,
This is very useful.
that is useful.
Yeah. New
The
title.
order distribution.
Yeah.
In what way?
Just to check if you ordered some new titles lately, or like last year, what did I do? Did we get any new journal titles? So I can just check that.
Yeah, quick
We'll
overview.
never have 169 because we are a small school, but we'll have some. That's useful.
Great.
And this is 50 days remaining to sort of the day I have to renew everything, or
Exactly.
or yeah.
Another year.
Mm. For us, that would be 1st of October.
Well, then that will be set on the 1st of
Yeah,
October.
but we don't renew anymore. We just give notice if there's something we want to cancel.
Oh yeah, a lot of
We
people.
just did that because it's we renew almost everything every year.
All right.
It's very rare that we cancel journals, and we've tried to do that. But the minute you do it, you get another old professor saying that no, we can't cancel my favorite journal.
Yeah.
And then next year we have to subscribe again, and we have to buy the year that we lost. So.
Okay. So how would you give a word of your cancellation? Would you call up, or would you do that in Switzwise?
What we've done lately is to cancel paper and order e-only. We started doing that two or 3 years ago. And what did I do this year? I think I cancelled it. I cancelled the paper, and I told my contact in Oslo, so it's contact, that these are the journals we want on mail. I think I did.
Okay, so
It's like a mixture. Yeah, I used I think I used database, and also mail, because I asked her how she wants it. I think so. It was a mixture.
Okay. But if it would be easy to do it in Switzwise, would you?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to use as much as possible. I like it very much. There's one of my colleagues. She is the one that claims missing issues. But of some reason, I don't know what, and I've asked her, and I'm not quite sure. She doesn't use Switzwise very much. I like it very much because you just to see what you've done, and it makes things easier. And I think one reason, we talked about it earlier, one reason she doesn't use it much is it has got to do something to do with emails, because we have 2 people doing journals there. I'm ordering journals and paying for them and deciding what we are going to order. She claims missing issues. And there was some confusion on the email. So when she claims, I can get an email that, as the answer can get to me.
Okay.
And we've tried to fix it, but I don't think it has been possible to do anything about it. Because where we have divided the work, it's not divided sort of in the database, or you can't.
So you don't have a separate login for her?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But still, we haven't been able to sort of. So it's confusing.
Yeah, that's
But I don't know why it's like that, and yeah, but it's like that. She doesn't use it much, so she didn't have any comments when I asked her.
I have one small question about the journals, because you said that you actually never cancel journals.
Yeah, well, very rarely.
Also not when they're not used for a few years, or?
That's what we tried, because it wasn't really in use, and there was one professor. Oh, actually, he was a former bishop, and they come to our library, and he was not employed here, but he worked here many, many years ago before he was a bishop in Oslo. And that was his favorite journal. So he persuaded his friends, everybody's friend in Norway when you do theology, because it's a small country, so everybody knows everybody. He persuaded his friends to decide that you can't cancel my favorite journal. So
nobody
he's the only one reading it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it for a year or so. He's still alive, but we had to order it again.
Oh.
So and another thing is that since we are a small faculty, we cannot. Some of the journals we need to have them, even if only 1 or 2 people use it.
Yes.
That's so it becomes very expensive for us. But you can't. Certain journals you need to have, even if it. And we have 2-3 people working on that topic, and so because we are small, that's how it is.
Yeah.
We have done that, trying to see how much they are used, but it's not easy when you have paper. And we don't lend them out, so we have to go by our gut feeling. And of course, that's easier when we get journals.
Yes.
So that, and then you have statistics that you could use in a different way when it comes to setting up the budget, and you have to persuade somebody to cancel or not to cancel or use the money otherwise. It will be easier with the e-journals. So we probably would use, or it might, I'm not sure, but it might be easier to cancel.
And you could even perhaps go for pay per click, or you don't have to need a full subscription, but if the article is only used once in a year, then just try to pay for the separate article instead of.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but
that's the still. Yeah.
But it's a lot of work. It's more work for us. Isn't it? So it's like you need to sort of, if you have that's kind of subscription, you pay for view or you pay for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or you pay for
actually,
use.
you don't have a subscription then.
No, you don't. No, you're not a subscription, but you pay for use.
Yes.
We need to control that somehow, because somebody might go bananas on a journal, and we don't have money for that. Because if he finds out that he can get every article, he might. Like it too much.
You need an approval cycle.
Something like that.
Yes.
At least up to a certain level, or you could you have an amount of money you can use within that. But if it goes beyond, we need to know it. That could be useful, and that might be something we could think about. Yeah. View on tiles, manage lists, renewal settings. Does this concern titles that have been suggested by other people? Or since it says rejected, we have a database of books, and I can manage a lot of users there, and I can give them passwords, and they enter the database and they look through books within a topic, and then they can click a button and I get that suggested, and I can reject it, which is nice to be able to do, or I can approve it and order the book. Is something like that?
That's something like that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have an overview of what you have done.
Yeah.
Same thing for your colleague with claims. She would have an overview of all the claims that she handled. And this is just a guess of what part, but what is this actually what you would want to see there, the in batch, pending, rejected, and cancelled? Or
in batch means that somebody has suggested it, or
it's still waiting approval.
It's just nobody has looked at it yet. It's just hanging there.
It's just hanging. Exactly.
Pending, I've started thinking, I've started working on it.
These are, I think, right now they're the same things.
Yeah.
Because in-batch and pending, for me, are the same. So
Yeah,
that's why
that's what
saying.
I'm thinking too. So one would be more than enough, because if somebody sends me a suggestion of a journal, it's enough with one. I would, yeah, it's there. When I've done something, it will be rejected or it will be approved.
So if somebody sends a
Approved.
suggestion, yeah.
Maybe it should be.
Yeah, exactly, approved.
Because rejected and cancelled, it can't be cancelled. Oh, that's all orders, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's cancelled journals. Yeah. And that's rejected. That's rejected
Not.
suggestions.
Exactly, not approved, yeah.
Yeah, so here's a mixture of what is already ordered and what's suggested.
Yes.
That's a bit confusing.
So you would like to have their different.
Yeah, because what we already have and we are subscribing to in one place, and if there's a function of people suggesting, that could be its own by itself. Because that's a bit confusing,
Yeah.
I think, but to mix it. Because what people suggest and what you actually have is two different things.
So we would have another one saying suggestions.
Yeah, something like that. Mm. And of course that's a kind of order as well, but that's an order from a professor, and I might say no. So it'll never be an order I send to anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So any suggestion would have to come
suggestion
through you?
Yeah.
You're the gatekeeper.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I do is when it comes to journals, we always send it back to the proper department. If it's an Old Testament journal, we send it to them, and they must all agree that this is an important title that we must have in the library before I order it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be some consensus there.
Yes. Because it should be, even if not everybody needs it, they should agree that this is a good journal, and yeah. So that's how we do it.
And how does it work with the budget in the library? Is it because you actually have a whole collection of journals that you have a subscription to?
Yeah.
How much budget is there left to purchase extra
Oh,
journals
there's
during
nothing
that year?
left. There's nothing left
So
to purchase extra journals. So that's why we have to be very strict what we are trying to do is to get money from the paper section to the database and e-journal section somehow. And of course that will be automatic when we cancel a paper journal and we subscribe to the e-only. But that's always, every time we order a new journal, it will eat some of the book money.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to balance that. So it depends. And a few years ago we started teaching social sciences.
Mm-hmm.
No money followed for the library. So we have to squeeze, and we have gotten money when it comes to databases. If we argue very well, it might take 2-3 years before they agree to give us some extra money for databases.
I'm also asking this because we have the idea of thinking, like suggestions, like other libraries have bought these or I'm thinking that's interesting information for you to see, but there's not that much budget left.
There's really, in the real sense, there's not any budget left for journals. So I don't spend time looking for journal titles that could be good. I always wait for somebody to suggest it, some of the teachers. And then that means that it should be something that person needs. And then we can send it to the department. And that's just because there's no money for it.
Somebody else has to come up with the suggestions.
And they do. Teachers do. They suggest.
They know that's the way it works.
Yeah, I tell them.
Yes.
And how do they get the information?
They go for seminars and they read. They also give us suggestions for book titles. So that's what we do, and I always encourage them to do that. I'm the one who's sort of doing that in the library.
Mm-hmm.
So I always look for book titles myself, but never for journal titles.
Okay.
So I tell them to do that, how it works. Yeah, that's because if you had more money, of course, it would be different.
Yep.
And that's also one reason it's difficult for us to buy big databases with journals, because they will normally be on several subjects.
If we were in university, we would have several subjects like mathematics and social sciences and religion and geography, so we could share. But our topic is religion or theology.
It's a very small one.
Yeah, so to buy a big database where we can use 10%, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's why for us, Svetsva's database is very good. We can buy one journal at a time, which is very good for us, since we are small.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How many journals would your library consist of?
I think it's 200 something, so almost 300, something like that. Mm-hmm.
So then would these be interesting to you?
No, if it was within our subject, but it probably won't be.
Yes, it will.
It will.
Yes.
So it will be if it's within religion.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Or theology, then that could be alright. But if it's like within geography or the most popular that people buy.
No, this is your page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is would be within our topic. Yeah. I mean, it could be useful. Well, maybe one day we'll get a lot of money. But it's good to know anyway.
Yeah.
Some things are good to know even if you can't buy it. So
Yes.
I know of databases we should have, but we don't have it. But one day we might be able to get it if we argue well enough.
Exactly.
Mm.
And of course, it's always interesting if you get a suggestion from a professor,
Yes. Yeah.
and you see it here also.
Yeah. Yes. So that could be. I think that's a good idea as long as it's within our subject.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Everything here is specially catered for
Yeah.
your library.
Yeah. Invoices in batch pending rejected cancelled.
It's the same.
Yeah, that's too much information on invoices, paid or not. It should be, or it's like, how can we reject an invoice?
No, it
I
could be
would like to try
outstanding.
it. Hmm?
Outstanding. So.
Yeah, we haven't paid it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we always pay.
Oh.
Yes, and
Otherwise we lose our jobs. So you have to pay. You always pay our invoices. So it's like we can't.
Do you pay in advance or?
We pay once a year.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I've got the invoice in my office. I think first
Yeah.
end of September or whatever. So if we don't pay, then
So you would actually never view this page with payments?
no.
Okay. Well, that's
The voice is
Because-
not interesting.
It's not interesting because when I get it, I send it to the accounts department and we
Okay.
pay.
Yeah.
So that's not interesting.
Because you know exactly.
If it's a possibility not to pay, then it would be interesting. But I guess that wouldn't be that popular with the company.
No. I don't think that
I think it's more for corporate customers.
maybe.
That
Maybe.
is more
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claims requests. That is requesting what?
Well, anybody, actually what we have here, anybody, say a student or professor requesting a journal
Okay. Yeah. Then.
Requesting a journal.
or a book or an article or, you know, a...
But that is that.
That was under the
Yeah,
order
because
page.
they can't do that here. For us, they can't do that here. If they request anything, that we'll get them from different libraries or different sources. They have to do that in BIPSIS.
Okay, so that's not
So that no. The only thing they can request, they should be able to request here, is that I think you should subscribe for this journal.
Okay, so they can make a suggestion.
Yeah, suggested.
So, okay,
Mm.
and that would be
This-
within the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think all at the same time, suggestions and orders should be two different.
Exactly, so if
Yeah.
requests,
And this can go away because they can't request any articles here.
but they can suggest,
Yeah, they can suggest for
So-
buying to the library.
so
But-
if we change this to suggestions.
Yeah, and take it away from here.
Exactly.
Yeah, then it'll be okay. Any requests they have for loans will go through BIPSIS.
Okay.
Mm.
And on at the bottom of the page, there's this beautiful graph. I think they made it really nice. But does it also make sense? This is just
Insights. I don't know what it is. Oh, usage.
yeah, it's usage.
Yeah. Print. How do you know?
That's an interesting question.
That's the question everybody asks.
Yeah, because you can't know.
I'm only thinking about if you have an electronic library system that perhaps you can export your electronic data on the usage of the books
but
into our
it
system.
depends on the library, because we have sort of small part of the reading room that's for sitting there and reading the new issues. We don't lend them to anyone.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't want to lose them. So they can't remove them from this floor. Every now and then we do break the rule if the professor wants to take it to the next floor and just take 10 photocopy of 10 pages, and they said you have to bring it back within an hour, and they do. But it's for reading here, or taking a photocopy with our photocopy machine. So there's a lot of usage we'd never get in there.
You don't even know about.
Yeah, that's why it's difficult to cancel journals,
Yeah, of course.
because we don't really know.
No.
But as most of us have worked here for so many years, that after some time you can see where there's a lot of dust.
I was just thinking about the dust. I thought I could show me option.
There's a lot of dust in libraries. No, you can get a feeling of what is in use and what's not in use somehow. And that actually, dust would be better than
We
this.
could have dust meter, yeah.
If they can measure the level of dust, then we'd be interested. But the other one is very good. Digital.
Yeah, it is a
That could
usage
be
is
right.
also only
Because
used
that would
for-
be correct, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you measure that?
Digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I thought you could. I'm not the one looking for statistics. That's my colleague is doing that for use. But I thought you could do that. But how much you've used the journal, if you go into the database and you look at the abstract, I thought that was recorded.
Yeah.
And that's where this comes. It's normally like that. If it's not like that, that would be a suggestion for
No, sometimes
improving.
any click on a abstract link or
Yeah.
talk link or
Yeah.
full text, we register it.
Yes. So the graph you get from that would be useful. And this, well, if it can show that something's happening, but it would be much bigger, or it should be sort of going further up for us, since it's only a few. When we have bound our issues, we lend them out, the paper issues. So if that information is exported into Sweatspice, that would make sense, but we'd always have to add usage on that. And a lot of people, well, when you are doing religion or theology, nothing really gets too old. So it's like if the journal is from 1886, that's fine.
Yeah.
They can be very interested in a lot of use. So people use the old journals as well. But the new, of course, are very popular with some of our users. So all that use would be not be here.
Yeah.
So we always would have to add.
Yeah. There is no. It is possible to add manual usage
But it's
on
gonna
top
be
of the one that we record.
quite difficult.
No,
Yeah,
we
it's a lot of
would
work,
just
yeah.
know
Lower.
that there is some use, and there's more than it shows there. So it would be useful for us, I think. You couldn't get anything accurate. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, this is the home.
Yeah, I've looked at it, so it's every time when you take time to look at a new page, it starts making sense.
Does it make?
Yeah, now it looks, it's like there's a lot of information on the first page, and that's always a bit.
Question to you:
Oops,
would you use the
off-putting.
information on the first
Yeah.
page, or would you really?
Uh,
Some parts of information you would only want to be interested in when you like payment information. Obviously, it seems that doesn't have a good
No,
purpose
the
on the
payments,
homepage.
it's not, I would never look for anything. I know what I've done, because I pay once a year. If I forget that, I'm too old to work. So it's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. I don't need that here. New titles could be useful once a year or twice, just to check what did I do last year. If I get the titles listed, if I click and get the titles listed, it would be very good.
Yeah. And there's there's also two type of new titles. One is probably the one that you ordered newly in your collection. The other ones are the ones that we got that were newly published. That
Ah,
might be
okay.
interesting for the library to.
But that might be here for new and noteworthy, or what?
Yeah.
It would come here?
Yeah.
If you get any on my topics,
Yes.
then it would come here.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be our orders, isn't it?
Exactly.
Strictly.
Yeah. This is
Not what's available.
It's your world.
Yeah, that's my world. Order value. Yeah.
I think for the students it's more important probably which titles became newly available because they might be interested in it, and for the one that picks the journals, the new journals that Sweat has available are more important.
Yes, but that's what was just said is that suggestions of professors or students.
Yeah.
So that's the way it works anyway.
But will this be the page that the students and professors will see?
No, this
No,
is your page.
This my only. They will see a completely different
Yes.
page. Yeah.
And it can be personalized.
Yeah.
So you can probably select,
Yeah.
okay, I want to see this, I don't want to see that.
I want to see
Yeah.
this at the top in November
Yeah.
or in the bottom.
Yeah. And also this, in a way it's interesting, but on the other hand, we pay once a year. Sometimes twice, because there's always somebody said that our journal or the journal was more expensive than we paid in the first place, so we get an extra invoice. And a couple of journals are, I think, published from June to June, so it varies a bit. So maybe twice a year, but so our graph would be 0 and then September up, and then it's like that's all, and it's like that. It's been like that for 20 years, so I know what to expect.
Oh, then you can take that out.
So yeah, I think I might take it out.
Yeah, you can clean it up and
Yeah.
just show the
Yeah,
interesting
show what
bits.
I want.
Yeah.
That's good because yeah, if I get all the information that's more interesting to me, then if I then can take away the other information, that would be very good.
And is there any information you would think is very interesting to you that you do not see on this page?
View all titles. That's always very interesting.
That's all your titles.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want. And I don't. As long as the button is there, that's fine. Renewal settings. That's just how we have. What's that?
Well, you wouldn't use it because you renew everything until you cancel something.
Yeah. So that we could take that button away.
Yeah.
Manage lists. What kind of lists?
Your lists of ordered lists, your cancellation lists. I would
Title
think-
lists. Okay, so it's like it could be under titles,
Yeah.
and then there could be buttons for what's not what I used to have but is now cancelled, or what is not published anymore. Is that the kind of
Yeah, or what you want to be cancelled by October. If it's now May,
yeah?
you can put that on.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to make it quite flexible. You think about making a list that the professor can create a list like, hey, these are the books that I would like to be purchased. So,
Okay. We
you
don't
can
buy
do a
any.
lot with
We
them.
don't buy any books.
No.
We don't buy any books. It's only journals. So maybe view all titles would be enough if I could sort of manage it when I've clicked on the button view all titles.
Yeah. We don't
Because
have
then
that.
I get a list of
What-
all titles.
But what would you want to see? What do you expect to see if you click on that button?
I would expect to see a list of all our titles.
Just that? Nothing new?
No, I felt that it was sort of the list came there, and then as it is now, I think I can click on different buttons and I get the ones I've cancelled. So a shorter list. I get the ones. Maybe I can get the E only journals, and the ones, you know, sometimes you can get a paper journal and then in addition you just get an e-journal. Not
For free.
maybe for free. Maybe it's for 2 years and then only 2 years, like last year and the previous year. That could be interesting to know what kind of sort of subscription we have.
Yes.
That could be very interesting to be able to divide it into that pure paper only, e only, mixture.
Filter.
Like we have, yeah, like a filter. We have because a lot of the paper paper subscriptions we've had, we've gotten some kind of electronic version, but not a good one. So it didn't cost much, or maybe just a little bit, but we couldn't. It came because we had the paper, and you can't cancel also the paper because it wouldn't be good enough anyway because it's not updated, or you lose 1 year every year or something like that. So we need, when we have e-only, it's like it must be there. What we paid for is what we get, and when we get another year, we don't lose the year because we need the continuity. So that kind of buttons, or kind of to be able to see different kind of lists.
Views on.
Yeah, view different kind of that would be some kind of different kind of subscriptions, paper subscription, e-only, mixture. That would be good.
I think that filtering will be in there.
That filtering is
Yeah,
in it.
When you see all your titles, you will be able to select filter print
Yeah.
or electronic or print
Yeah.
electronic, and
Yeah.
that will be yeah, for sure.
I can't progress to date means renewal progress.
Yes. You can have different views here.
Yeah. Since we don't renew, it's not necessary for us to have this at the top. It's not the most interesting. It's not what I need to see every time.
I think actually
Only
for
once a
standing
year.
customers, we normally don't even show renewal options. This is
Yeah.
a demo, so this is for everybody.
Yeah.
But
So this could be better.
But in that case, you can just drag it to the bottom.
Yeah. And just.
And it'll stay
list,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't think of anything else now, but I'll email you everything.
Well, I have never had anybody being so elaborate on this,
Okay.
so that's wonderful.
Oh, good.
Very good. Now this is the search. Did you notice that?
No.
Okay, so it was too far away from view.
Yeah, because you look at home.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We get that a lot.
Yeah.
So if that would be down, that would be a lot
Yeah.
more clear.
Yeah. Or even this side, on the right hand side, and bigger. I've noticed this.
Yeah, I made
But
a
I
move.
haven't really noticed this. It's too
Funny.
Yeah, you can't. You don't notice it because there's a lot of color here. There's color there. So everything outside that you miss.
Yes.
colors are eating attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
And also, I'm used in many cases. I think I'm used to searching here.
Okay.
I think that will vary from. But I enter a lot of homepages for publishers and bookshops, and very often it's here that you go for searching.
And then you're used to it, and
So it depends on what you're used to. So the smart thing to do is to do what most pages do, or like,
Yeah.
because that's what people look.
Exactly. And usually the search bar is up here
Yeah,
in a page.
yeah, and also it's here.
Or
in
there.
Google.
Yeah, yeah.
I also
So
have
that's
the,
also
the browser also has the Google
Okay.
option
Yeah.
there, and that's
Yeah.
what I always use.
Yeah. So I think that would be better.
So maybe we should turn this around
Yeah.
and put it lower. The sun is shining in now.
Yeah, okay, well, let me put on the lines.
Shall I do it?
Okay.
It's okay.
But it does work.
Yeah.
There's a pre-selection here.
So, that means,
Well, you can click on anything actually. Yeah, no.
I mean, click. What was, I want to see what's there. What does pre-select mean?
Pre-select is that you can pre-select any of these here before you start your search. So you could say, I only want to search in my orders only, or I want to search in a full catalog. So it's a pre-filtering. Or I only want to search journals, only newspapers.
Because normally, what's on? So if I just leave it there, do I search in everything? Okay, because I haven't seen that word before.
Okay.
Here. What they use is. What do they use? Different presses. No, very often it's like in Bipsus they say like you search a lot of. It's the same function, but not that word. I didn't understand it. Let me just check.
Ja, ik ben niet meegenomen. Ik ben niet meegenomen. Oh, je toch papier. Oké.
Select a field, optional. Select a field, optional. You don't have to do it. That's what this database says. It says select a field and then
Brackets?
yeah, optional. Don't have to do it. If you don't do it, you search in different
Okay.
fields. I think that. I understand it immediately. Pre-select. I was thinking, has somebody selected something for me previously, or
you have to select
do
something.
you have to select something?
Yes.
Then it should say please pre-select. I don't understand it. Or is it in order? It's like pre-select. Doesn't make sense to me.
Excellent. But does the fact that you have a drop down there before you search make sense?
Yeah.
That you have a
Yeah. This is common. It's like this is how we do it. In Bipsus it's the same thing. You can select different fields or select field. Optional. That's another way of putting it.
And if you don't select the field, then
Since it's optional, then it's like for most databases that I'm using, then it's like you know you're searching a lot of fields. You search very wide. Sometimes it says keywords in the first, or it's like something to make you understand that you are now searching a bit here and there different fields, which is actually what you do if you don't select, isn't it?
Yes. That system is mostly, Bipsus is for accessing your content.
Bipsus is the database everybody on our level in Norway use. All universities and colleges use Bipsus.
Yes, but when they search
Yeah.
in it, what is their goal? What do they want to find? Do they want to find journal or
No, books and journal titles. Everything that we
Only
have, journal titles and books. Everything that we have in our library, every book or journal we own will be there. Same for all universities in Norway, all colleges. There's very few exceptions. There are more than, it's a common database for Norway on university level.
Oh.
So this is the database everybody uses in a sense.
Yes.
It's not public libraries. It's not, although you find quite a lot of different materials because the National Library uses it. And of course they put everything in region there, whether it's a book for children or it's a book for. But we don't have that kind of literature. So it's the university libraries, and we are private of course, but it's like we are on university level. So everybody uses that database in Norway.
And they also use some random searches, or do they know already what they are searching for and how?
No, you can search for keywords. You can search for You can search for a lot of. Shall I show you?
Yes, we can search.
Because if you see how it looks
So
like, you know
the main goal is to see what is available within the library actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you know what all our students have to look at here, and what it looks like. This is a list of all the libraries in the search. Advanced. This says it says sort of kind of chosen fields. It's like it tells me that there are different fields. I can search here, and I search in many different fields. And this is author, title, word, title, phrase search, topic, content, about a person, like about a title. This is word search, this is phrase search, ISBN, ISSN, corporation, about a corporation, series title, word search, series title, publisher, place. And this is music, you know, our neighbours here, music college. They use composer and whatever. We never use those fields, or hardly. Classification, this has got to do with theatre, how many avdeling. Yeah. So all these fields can be searched.
When people are searching for the
Searching for what?
components, for instance,
Yeah.
will they just
And they
do they want to just type in the name,
Yeah.
and or do they really want to select components first?
It depends, because if the name is Grieg,
Mm-hmm.
there's only one composer in Norway with that name. If we have a composer called Olsen,
Mm-hmm.
Olsen is a very, very common name, so you expect to get too many hits
So you
on
have
different kind of Olsen. So then you search composer.
So
You don't
it is-
get all the Olsen who has written books.
So you actually,
So you're
depending
narrowing.
on the number of search results, you will start using these boxes.
Yeah,
If you have too many search results, then so
Yeah.
actually an after filtering
Yes.
might be. It's actually a kind of after filtering which you now
Mhm.
have to.
so just look at that. Grieg for composer, 5,591 hits.
Yeah.
It's a bad search. I need to think again.
But see, there is no filtering, so that's why it's so
No, it's
important
not
to
so-
pre-filter. Whereas we have a filtering afterwards.
Yeah, I can't filter afterwards in this database. I can do that in EBSCO. Because when I've searched here, I get a lot of I can limit afterwards on
Exactly.
different topics. I can't do that in Dipsys.
And it is a bit annoying, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Because you probably have to do a new search.
Yeah,
and do
they're
that.
going to fix it and make a new database, but I don't know when.
Okay.
They had an agreement with OCLC in the US, but it all went to pieces, so they have to think again. It's supposed to be a new database 1st January now,
Yeah.
but we have to start to find somebody else to work with. So,
And
so this is how it works. This is what our students are used to seeing.
yes.
And it's always good, I think, that databases have the same, or look the same, or is recognizable, because it makes it easier for them. If it looks completely different, then it's like, I have to learn a new database, I have to learn to use it, I have to ask somebody, okay, let me do it later.
Or it
And you
must
don't
really
get-
be intuitive and.
Yeah, but what is intuitive for you might not be intuitive for me.
No, that's
That's
what I
always
already
the
saw
problem.
now with
Yeah.
simple things like the
Yes.
content. Yeah.
So I've never understood that concept of it. Database that's intuitive for who? That'll always be the question,
Yeah.
because we are all different. So what is intuitive for me is not intuitive for you. So I think that they should try to look the same, because you get used to one way of, you get used to one database.
Mhm.
And if there are more databases, you can do the same thing. It looks slightly the same. It's like you have this, you can choose on the top. It's always the same. You search in many fields, and you can choose other fields. It says choose search field. It says here. And this is the one that's chosen, and that's a wide search. So it depends on what you're searching for.
And all databases have a bit this layout.
No, it varies. As you can see,
Okay.
EBSCO's database somehow
Looks clean.
it's a little bit, it looks somehow the same. But if you haven't seen it before, it's very confusing, I
Yeah.
think.
I have never
Because
seen this before.
I teach this twice a year for master students, how to use it. And they haven't used it before, and it takes time. But
There's
I
too many
think
open
it's-
spaces. That's
yes.
the only thing.
And there's a lot of information on the first page, but I've gotten used to it now. So now I quite like it.
But a small learning curve would be okay.
Yeah. Then things will never be the same anyway.
No, exactly.
But as many things as possible
Yeah.
to look like the most common databases that are in use among students. I think that would be a good idea, to try to check that at least, to see if it can be used when you make a new page or you make a new database. Because it makes things easier.
Mm.
And I think that's one reason students don't like to use databases, because every time you enter a new database, you need to spend a lot of time learning how to use it.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of
Draw a
this?
title. If somebody has told you that you have to read a very good article by Peter Gilmore, and it's in religious education,
Mhm.
you have no idea about you don't have no idea about the article itself.
Yeah.
You write religious education
Mhm.
and Peter Gilmore here, and you get his articles in religious education, in the journal titled religious education, and you get 16 hits.
Somehow I would expect that you type it in and
Yeah.
it's like title.
I can select,
So it's you can do it two ways.
yes,
Uh-huh.
it's optional. In this case, I wouldn't select, because I've already limited my search to a certain journal title. I'm not searching the whole database. I'm searching journal title Religious Education and the author Peter Gilmore. And I don't expect to get a lot of hits.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But somehow I would expect this field to select
Yeah.
here, like I want to search a journal title, and
you
then the
can
second
do
one.
that
You know,
as well.
I
But
was
I think
curious what the advantages of adding that
it's
extra.
easier.
Yeah.
I think it's easier. You can search source. Source is what it says there, and source is a bit. What's the source? Source of an article is always a journal title, but not everybody understands that immediately. I think that's my.
But then actually, in that moment, you were interested in the content of the journal,
Yeah.
and not for the journal itself anymore.
No, it's a content.
Yes.
You need to find articles.
There's I would like to sort of see how you do on the search, and there's only one word that works in this demo, and that's nature.
Nature. Okay. Well, I would think that we don't have all that many journals, so I would just I wouldn't get so many hits, so I would just write nature without selecting.
Okay.
So it depends on where I am, what database I'm using, and if I was using Bibsys, I would never make a search like that.
And what, like this you mean, like Nature Plus?
No, nature. Where's this? Where do I click? Enter? How do I search?
No, enter.
Oh, yeah. I was just hitting normal. Yeah. But now I'm searching. Yeah, of course this is not. Yeah, I know.
This would say nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but Springer still is like we don't have any from Springer, so it's not my database really. That's how I would search.
You would hit enter.
Yeah, hit enter, and I wouldn't select a field when I was searching.
Just do everything.
Yeah, because it's not a huge database.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't expect to get 1 million hits. I would never Google like that.
No, exactly.
So I would always find out where am I, what do I expect to find, and then I would search accordingly. So that would vary from institution to institution, how big they are, how many subscriptions they have. So that's why I think, for me, I'll just search like that, and for a lot of institutions, this would be very important.
Yeah.
So I think that's good.
Well, you can click around and do whatever you would normally do.
So this is supposed to be this is a search in my or in our subscriptions.
No, this is a search for ordering new, or you're going to search for a journal that you can order.
Oh, that's not interesting at all.
No, this is a
Yeah.
But you do have the option of
Yeah.
selecting to see only your options, so to make a small universe.
Okay.
But this is the big universe.
Because what I would like to search here is the content of the journals that we subscribe to.
Content?
Yeah, also as I'd search in the table of content, or like search in the abstracts to find. If I was reading, I was going to write about Abraham, I would write about Abraham and see if there was any articles on Abraham that I could use, that we have access to. But this is, of course, not for the students, but still, that's what I would. Well, anyway, as an administrator, maybe. So now, this has got to do with ordering.
Not only.
No, the idea was.
You can look up information on licenses or package options. You can get all kinds of information that is relevant to the title.
Okay. Then it should sort of state what I'm searching. What I'm searching. What because I'll just go back. It says search all contents. Whose content?
Okay, so search.
My content, the one I paid for, or what you can offer, or
Available content as
What?
success, or.
the whole world, or
Currently, this is indeed.
so what content? I was automatically thinking of what I have access to.
Yes. And this entry is, in the end, I think the idea is to make everything available from this search. And at the moment, it's really for the ordering part, so it's not the online content part.
Okay.
It's, but when you have subscriptions to them, but still, I noticed that indeed all the searches in the library, they only want to search within their content that,
Yeah.
that they have.
That's what you do most of the time.
Yes.
And when you get to the time of year where you have to think about, do we have money for the drones, then you go to check what's there.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be stated more clearly than search all content.
Just search your subscriptions, or
For example,
Hmm.
if that was it, or search
Even search your content.
all. I don't know exactly how to put it, because in a way search all contents says all, but still you think about your own. You know, that was my first thought. I was thinking about what we subscribe to.
But this
So-
is you.
Yeah, it's you, but still I'm searching in all possibilities of subscribing to different journals, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what's not clear. And I don't know exactly how to put it, but search all possibilities of subscribing. It's too long, but it's not.
But most useful would be to search through your
Yeah.
content,
Yeah.
and only when you really select it, you want to
Yeah.
search outside your content.
Yeah, or that could be search journals available for subscription, for example.
Yes.
Then I know that I'm looking for journals.
Yeah, but then the purpose is different.
Yeah.
The default purpose now
Because
is.
here I would think of my content automatically. I did that.
Yeah.
That's what I expected. So there's a sort of conflict of interest there between that I want to look at my own and you want to sell. So it depends on where you are sitting.
And you always first have to sell something before you get
Yeah,
access to it
yeah.
already, but in this case it
I
is
understand, but we
different,
already bought some.
Yes.
So this is what I think of my own content, and if I want to look at what you can offer, which is very interesting, it should definitely be here, but it should be clear what's what.
Okay.
Just one thing, and in 10 minutes, this room is going to be used for lunch
Oh,
for
right.
my colleagues.
Okay.
So if we need more time, we can go to my office. It's a bit
Okay.
smaller as possible, and I can have time until 12 o'clock.
All right. Okay, that would be wonderful because we're just at page 2.
Yeah, that's what I was getting a feeling. This is my fault, I guess.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I mean, but it would be very
Yeah.
interesting to see you go through
Yeah.
the rest of the page. It's like
Yeah.
5 pages more, so
Okay,
it's not
so I
that.
have to speed up a bit.
If you click catalog, for example, but you get the whole catalog, so that's everything.
What catalogue?
So
Everything
that's
you
what have to
offer.
offer for your field of interest.
Okay.
Not
Because
not
that
all.
is not clear when it says catalogue.
But if you
I
click
w-
that twice,
yeah,
you might
then you
get.
see it.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
If you
then-
click it once, you get
yeah.
an idea. Oh yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah, because it's more than, it's not 67, it's 2067 or something.
Mm.
It's like much more than me. So that'll be clear then. View my order only. Then I can click there and I can see what's on order, what I've ordered. Or is that,
And you will see your subscriptions actually.
yeah, subscriptions.
So you're filtering
Yeah.
out just your subscriptions.
Then it should say subscriptions.
Yeah.
View my subscriptions, not my orders, because an order is something I've just sent it and I haven't got an answer that it hasn't started running yet. Can I click there?
Yes, you.
See what happens? There's still 47.
That
But
won't
it says
change.
12 here. So,
We are
Yeah.
making the demo
yeah,
better.
yeah, I
and better.
understand this, it's no problem. And publication format. So this is within my topic, what you can offer.
Yes.
Print via internet, 12 print. Yeah, that's good. But I would like to know which one can be e-only. Because that's more interesting to me than internet. Because sometimes you can buy a subscription and
Mhm.
pay for it, and you get only 2 years, when 2013 comes, you lose 2011.
Yeah.
And that's not, I'm not interested in that. So it's like, because we need to know which ones we can sort of purchase and keep. And in that case, we can cancel the paper. So that would be very interesting. We got that information from the office here, because we asked them. But that's a list that we would like to see, because that's what we have to consider.
I think it means the same. It was called internet here without
Yeah.
the E.
So, but then I must be sure that it's an E-only list, where it's when you get the last or the last news issue in paper, the same time you get the electronic issue, because there can be different kinds of. It says print and internet and print and free internet. So if it says E-only and updated or whatever, then I'll understand that that's what it means. E-books, journals, application type, application format. That is a format. An e-book is a format.
Yeah.
Print and E should be there.
Yeah, it's seen the ebook. Yeah, it was seen as the journal.
And journal is the application format.
It is the e version of the journal.
Yeah, but
But ebooks here
That's
are really a journal is here journal. So you have a subscription to an ebook is a one-off purchase. So they're real books.
I'm having a problem here. Maybe we should remove.
So the word is confusing. The wording.
Yeah, I just have to look through it because because it's a format. A book is a type. A format is print or ebook, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see like
Paper
that,
and ebook. That is the format, but the type is book, not ebook.
This, I do agree actually there.
So there's the.
But we made this like this because we don't sell books, we only sell ebooks, and
Yeah.
therefore it became available.
But that is a format. Ebook is a format. A book is a type, and a type can have different formats. A type is a journal. It can have paper or e. Book is a type, and it can have e or paper.
Yep.
At least.
There you go. Close this one up.
Actually, we need the book, we need to print and the internet version, and the internet version is the ebook. Eigenlijk zo logisch als dat kan. Dat we er eigenlijk zelf overheen gekeken hebben. Sta ik nou van te kijken.
Dit soort sessies is al super helpful.
We have external link. When people click there, they can log on with the same password they use when they get to work and open their computers. And for the students also, they have their own passwords to access computers here or their own computers and on our network, and then they can access all the databases when they are here. And so that's what we would have liked to do.
Okay. In most cases, it's not in our hands, but in the more the publishers.
Yeah, but in the cases where the journals are on your server, it would be easy, wouldn't it? But in the cases where you have to click to the external and a link to get to the external page, it would be impossible, probably, because if the publisher doesn't trust you to put the content of the electronic journal on your server, then they wouldn't trust anybody else.
If the student still goes through the proxy, he still has the correct IP address, and even then the publisher will allow him in.
Yeah. So, but then I'll try the proxy, see how it works. It probably works, but they don't understand how to do it.
Okay.
So they don't do it.
So it does work technically, but
it technically can work. But it's too difficult.
Okay. And because with user ID password, most publishers They say like, yeah, but you can so easily share that, put it on the internet, and then everybody can extra journal, and they don't want it. So
Yeah,
most
I
of
know,
them still
but for those we have been able to, a few databases we have been able to sort of do the external link with the password that they get here as a student, and they lose that password of when they finish here. That password will be closed,
okay.
so they can't use it for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So it's when they are student it will work, or when they pay the student fee. If they don't pay, they lose it. And for their staff, and that's very easy, because that's the password they use every day when they enter.
Yeah, but in the end, then it will be an agreement between the publisher and the student.
Yeah. So if it can't, for example, EBSCO is a database in a different way than Sweatswise is a database. So for them, they have all the content in the database. So that's how they've done it.
Yes.
So I see there's a difference between, and Sweatswise also works like a database, but it's not the same.
Yeah. No, we
so I understand it, but
we
it's
don't
like
own the data in a lot of cases.
Yes. So it's different, but it makes it also more difficult for the students to use it from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can use it here anyway. Yeah. And here are the subjects that I can, for example, click philosophy and religion and get the religion.
If you click on complete catalog,
Yeah. That's very good. Individual titles, you can subscribe one by one packages. Does it mean that there's 14,000 packages, or does it mean that there are 14,000 journals in maybe 10 packages?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
But these are the packages.
Yeah. But these are number of journals in I don't know how many packages. That's what they mean.
This is the number of packages.
Number of packages. Okay.
But that's
Okay.
a lot of packages.
Yeah. So it's just because it's
Yeah.
not real. That's all right then. Because that's what I would suspect. It's
Yes.
only the number that. Yeah. Catalog. Yeah, whose catalog? That's the only thing. View my orders only. That's very good. And view full catalog. Here you get an explanation, but it's not there.
So if this would be called full catalog, it will be clear or not.
It would be better.
Or
Whose full catalogue?
Oh no, Sweats was also not
It's
there.
like who's full catalog? My full catalog? Or like because we had a list of both paper journals and e-journals. So you could easily also think, is it only the e-journals or that is showing still mine, or is it both?
How would that be clear? How would you be clear? How would it be clear for you that this...
To understand what it is. That's why I'm looking. The catalogue is a good word, but it doesn't say anything about whose catalogue. So, what kind of word to use in addition, or I'm not sure.
I'm thinking because the Sweats catalog was a bit confusing because you thought you don't see it as a publisher.
But it's better in a sense, as long as you don't say Sweats Sweats publications.
Oh, that was the confusion.
Yeah,
the
because
publications.
Sweats
catalog
doesn't
is,
publish anything, or not much as far as I know.
Yeah.
So that could be better.
If it would be called my catalog?
My catalogue, yeah, that's easier. But then this is not supposed to be my catalogue, that's supposed to be your catalogue. Sweats catalogue.
Yes.
Could be
become
better.
your catalog if
Yeah.
you select my orders.
Yeah, this is my catalogue.
But perhaps it's nice to actually make two options already.
Yeah.
Just think of that one.
Yeah, because my orders, my subscriptions, I guess that's what it means.
Yeah, my subscription.
Because an order is a different thing than a subscription.
Yeah.
So my subscriptions only. And view full catalog, that's good. But it could be two buttons there. But then again, of course, you have to think about how much you want to show.
Well, what do you think of
yeah.
the other three buttons?
Status, what's that? Oh,
Yeah, okay, status. Order subscription status, that's what it means,
Exactly.
isn't it?
And then all the information about that.
And again, I would. These are my orders or my subscriptions.
Yeah, this is the renewal list. That's not selected.
Yeah.
This would
If
be
I want to look at orders,
yeah, it doesn't
then
work.
no. If it works, then I'll get a list of all my subscriptions. So I don't like the use of the word order.
Yeah.
Because subscription is what it is.
An order is seen as a non-running subscription.
Yeah.
And a
Yes.
subscription is a running
Yeah.
subscription.
At least for me.
Oh,
I don't know if it's like that in England, but
Well, you know,
because
that's,
we all use English in different ways when
We
we
do.
are speaking English in
English
different
American
countries.
are different, yeah. I know
Yeah.
in the past we had subscriptions and later changed to orders. So I'm curious why the decision was
Yeah.
made. So
I think subscriptions. I cannot with this thing. Subscriptions
Yeah.
sounds clearer to me.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not neither
Yeah.
my English.
Running, is there something called running orders or standing orders? Standing orders.
and standing
If-
orders we see is the ones that you don't have to renew.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay, but that's just your language,
exactly.
isn't
It doesn't matter how we.
it? Because a standing order is it's a subscription.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to use, if you prefer the word order,
Mm-hmm.
there should be a difference between an order and an order is just something I've sent you, and I haven't got. If I order a book, I've sent an order. If I can send a standing order or ask for a standing order, so that I am thinking of a standing order as a subscription.
There's something. needs
But
to
there
be
could be something. There could be a confusion between American English and proper English.
There is.
So it could be a good idea to have two different
Oh.
language sets for
Yes.
that, because I think, well, for me anyway, I am closer to English, British English,
Yeah,
but
most.
that can vary in Europe as well.
Yeah,
So that's invoices, yeah. Good. In batch, rejected, pending, active, cancelled. This has got to do. Okay, yeah. Status. So this has got to do with somebody suggesting through the specified system titles.
Mm.
Yeah, that's quite alright, because status can be status of anything, and when you open it you see what it is. So
Doesn't work right
yeah, no, I know, yeah. I just wanted to try anyway.
now. Yeah, sure. No, click on anything. Yeah.
But status is quite alright, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It's just getting used to. First, you click on it, and then
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because
it's,
status is like,
It's real
yeah,
generic
its
word.
catalogue is different, because status must be on, that must be my status,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't be anybody else's.
Yeah.
But catalogue can be different things. Reports, what do you expect to see here?
Yeah, what would you expect to see here?
Well, I don't know, because status, would you get anything on claiming missing issues? Would you get that on status? How many claims? Have 5 claims and
Not at the moment.
no, but would that?
I can imagine it to
That would be,
part
I-
of it.
yeah.
I thought that was the plan.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the moment it's not being in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it should
But
be
that
actually.
should be under status.
Yes.
I think that should be.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
far as I had it in mind, there was ordering or orders,
Mhm.
subscriptions,
Yeah.
the claims. But yeah, I think even orders, subscriptions, and claims.
Yeah.
I think those 3 items.
Yeah, I think
I
that's-
see there,
that's
because
fine.
you want to see the status
Yeah.
of your orders. And
Yeah, and the claims and all that. That's fine. So reports. What do you expect to see here? That would be maybe if I was generating lists of some sort, but do I have any need for that? If I can get under catalogue, I can get all the lists I want when it comes to what type.
Using the filters,
Yeah.
you make your own list.
But yeah, but reports. What about statistics?
I like the word. Because I also mentioned that there's,
Oh yeah.
there's a better word for the thing.
Yeah.
What we first had there was insights.
Insights.
And
Into
it was
what?
exactly. So then we changed it to we had
Yeah.
in
Yesterday we had the
statistics.
same
Yeah.
conversation.
So we
Yeah.
had 3 words.
Because reports also on what? So statistics.
It's limited. I also thought that because the reports were thinking, you know, you have perhaps usage reports, you know, that you can see all the users on your
Yeah,
report.
but that's statistics.
It's
So if all the reports are on statistics, I would use statistics.
But what would you understand if it said statistics? What would you expect there?
User so how many times have people clicked onto the different e-journals we have? Usage
like
statistics.
AdWords
Yeah. Yes.
type of.
No, yeah, how many people are using my journals? That kind of statistics is
that-
what is useful.
Is that also what you saw on the homepage?
Before.
Yeah.
I never did that because the one who's sharing on the side of the wall, she did that. So I've never done that.
I mean, on this one, if we go here, we get a lot of statistics here also.
Oh yeah, yeah, but this is, I'm thinking of usage. Actually,
only about users.
that's the most useful.
Mainly usage, okay.
Actually,
Yeah, perhaps.
for us. But I think it could be a good idea to talk to people from larger institutions
We do. We get very much of those.
because I think they have completely different views than me.
But that's
No.
why it's
On
nice
that.
to see all
No,
Yeah.
so.
Big institutions don't want to see this page at all.
Oh, they don't want to see it.
No.
Oh, okay.
They're not interested in nothing
Okay.
about
Mm.
Because they have their own system.
Yeah, their own systems where
Yeah.
they do that.
Mm.
But could you elaborate, because I think that's very interesting, if you say I would mainly want to see usage there.
Because it's useful.
Yeah, but how exactly do you
Because
use
then we can cancel, or we can know if people read our journals.
And for you, it's only
That's one of the
important
really big good things with e-journals compared to paper journals, and that can give us also good arguments when if we should come to that in the future that they say we will get less money this year, you have to cut down on journals. What to cut down on? It's never happened, but
No.
but it will be good arguments. This is a lot of people use the journals, so that would be a bad idea to cut down on it. If we can't show any statistics, just our feelings and
Mhm.
and dust and all that, it might not be that such a good argument.
And how could you get that information? Because every time somebody only E, would that
Yeah.
be only E?
Yeah, that would be only E. So that's the when I think statistics, that's what I think about when I think about e-journals. And that's the report I think that we need.
It's most helpful.
Yeah, and it, of course, no. If it was not possible to get under catalogue to divide between e-only or paper and all that,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been a report that I could request and it should show up there somehow. But you get that under catalogue, so you don't need it.
And
Yeah.
statistics and claims you would expect to find on the status instead of on the.
Status, yeah. Status on my claims, status on my order, status on my subscription. That's what I would think.
And then statistics.
What about account?
That would be where I give people rights to use the database when it comes to talk alerts and things like that.
Ah,
Managing the account. That's what I'm thinking about.
okay. That's the first that comes to mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
because as I told you, the invoices are here,
Mm-hmm.
and I just give them, if that's the kind of account money, I don't need that at all. And in Bipsus has its own sort of account system. Everything that we pay, it's in Bipsus. So if I want to know how much money I've spent on journals, I go to Bipsus. And it doesn't really work for us. So, but for most people that use Bipsus, it would work for them because they are, we are not public, we are private. So there are different accounting laws for us. So they've made BIPSs to fit to the public schools, or the ones that are not the state-owned schools. So if I really want to know how much we've spent, I go to the account system of the account departments here, and I have access. So I check there how much money we have spent and how much money is left.
Because they are.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
So if account should be any kind of invoices and things like that, it's not interesting to us.
No, I don't think that is what it was.
No. Because
Okay.
account is managing the other people that you give access to with talk alerts and search alerts and things like that.
Yep.
There's something I always miss on almost every kind of database or homepage or anything on the internet. The actual address. Where to find the building. In what city. And what is the address if you want to send a paper letter. It's very difficult to find these days.
Usually there's a contact link or something like that. You click
Yeah,
contact and
yeah, but it's like, why can't it be at the bottom of the page?
You are absolutely right. No, you are 100% right. That should be right there.
Yeah,
And it should be easy
yeah.
to
Should
get
be easy.
there.
You shouldn't be looking for it. It's like we have forgotten that people are actually in a place.
yes.
They're not in the sky. And it's very annoying. I'm sorry.
That's
No,
very good.
I think most companies are thinking like, we don't want to get paper things. We
Yeah,
want
yeah, they don't want to,
everything
but I
by
want to send one.
Yeah.
Or I might want to go there. Talk to somebody I'm
Yeah.
annoyed with or whatever, or somebody I want. You know, sometimes you need it, and it can be very difficult to find. So it should be there, I think.
But this would be actually the brick and mortar building
Yes.
in Norway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be there.
Yes.
I mean, your own address. No, the Sweats address.
Yeah, here
Yes,
in
right,
Norway.
The Sweats.
Yeah, Swiss address in Norway, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Mm.
it's so straightforward that I just
Mhm.
overlooked it completely.
Well, you-
And everybody,
Yeah.
it's true. Nobody does that nowadays anymore.
Yeah, because there's a lot of contact. I can call, and I can send messages, and I can send email or whatever. But where are you?
Exactly, and that makes so much of a difference. You're real.
I want to know where people are.
Yeah. Very good. Excellent. I'm going to change that later.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Okay, fine.
Before the next visit.
What I would, since we have 10 minutes,
Yes.
I would like to go back to the catalog, and I would like you to go to click on one of the items in search. One of these, any which one, and see what you think of that. That will be the last, actually.
Oh, to click on the.
One of the options. One of the.
But where to click? Did you mean publication by publication? Oh yeah, no. I think this should be dark blue.
Like.
Yeah, the whole should, because when I was there earlier, when you asked me now, I remember I was thinking, where do I click to look at it? Do I click the picture? Which you can very often do, and you can do it here, as I can see. But I'm used to, in BIPSs and many databases, what you can, when you have got a search, when you can continue clicking on that search, it's dark blue. And here's light blue. But when I take the marker in that direction, I see that I can click on everything because the line comes.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see it before I did that.
Okay.
I thought I could click only on Springer and it didn't make sense.
Of course, if you would look for
Yeah.
Springer and then you would get this, does it make more sense?
Yeah.
Springer was your search query.
But now I search, yeah, because I've got searches for Springer only.
Yeah.
So if I authors, but what about the title? Author, supplier, publisher, publication by. Oh yeah, of course. But when you search for nature, I was.
In this case, we search for
Yeah,
Springer.
yeah, of course. I was. You know, when it says content, I always think of content within the journal.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I'm used to, but that's because that's what I do.
I think it's also, the word is mostly used for online content.
That's got to do with, then you are searching for an article.
Yeah.
But here, of course, it's content in Sweatswise database. But that's not what comes to my mind. So that's why I'm confused. Because we talked about it earlier, but now I've forgotten. So I'm still looking for the title of the... I'm thinking that I'm doing a different search.
Yes. But it might be interesting to know by the time we add that to the...
It's incredibly interesting.
If we start adding the real content links, you know, the idea was to be able to have a title, and then also from there, or you can order it if you don't have it, or you can say like, hey, go to the content, and then you have content again.
Yeah.
And you think like, I'm already in the content.
But it just goes back to what it is and where I'm searching. And I'm just thinking I'm searching something else that I'm not searching.
Exactly.
That's why I'm thinking differently. And that has got to do with what I'm used to and the language. Search content and whose catalogue is this.
And also maybe
so I have to, if I enter my catalogue or I enter Sweat's catalogue, then I'll know where I am.
Yeah.
If I enter Sweat's catalogue and I search, then I will know I'm searching for more than articles content. I'm searching for titles that you might want to sell to me.
So it's very important to have those entrances really clear.
Yeah, because that's why I'm still confused.
Not because you have nature still in your mind.
I have nature in my mind, yeah, and I was thinking that catalogue, my catalogue, okay, what journals do I have subscribed to? That's where I searched. But it's not that. It's your catalogue with everything you can offer.
Yeah.
So if we divide catalogue into my catalogue and Sweat's catalogue, or something like that, then I will know where I am. Because of what I'm used to, that's why I'm still thinking like that, even if I now remember it's not like that.
Sure.
Publications, of course, by publishers, supplier, and authors. Then it's, yeah, but it just might not. It's still blue. Springer is still blue. Whether I click on publisher, or supplier, or author.
Yeah, that's where you can click.
Yeah.
So this is a suggestion.
Yeah.
So if you search for Springer, you could mean a title, but you could also mean a publisher, a supplier, or author, and that's what the system is intelligently trying to tell you.
Yeah, but what to get from this list to look, for example, at Penguin Place, I can click either the picture or I can click the title. And I would like it if the whole title was dark blue, not only Springer. I don't know why only Springer is dark blue, maybe because Springer likes to be more...
No, this is your keyword.
This was the one you searched for.
Oh, that's a search word.
Yeah, so it makes it easier to look for...
Oh, okay.
So officially this would have shown nature, nature would have been highlighted.
Yeah, I understand. Then I understand it. Okay, yeah. But that's what made me look for where to click to get to the next level or better. Yeah. So if I click on one of these, what it is, hardcover, softcover, internet, one user, internet, multiple user, frequency. I would like to know what kind of electronic access I get, or how is it like e-only type of access that I don't need the paper. I can buy internet multiple users and I will get it from the day or from the year I start, and I pay for it every year and I get to keep everything from the beginning? Or is it a kind of subscription that you lose a little bit every year, or I need to know that.
If you click on one of them, you get all that information.
Yeah, when I click on it.
Yes, you get all that.
Because this is what I need if I'm going to decide what to do. If I don't get it, then I have to call somebody
This is
This
just a
is
short list, but that will be
Yeah.
longer with all that information. right
But
there.
where does it say?
I think it's not in here.
It's not in
It's
this
not there,
list.
but it will
We'll
be there.
complete
Okay,
that.
oh,
Yeah,
fine.
The
It'll
potential
be
access or
Yeah, because that's
so.
very important, because that's what I have to call them at the office there and also to ask. They have to check it if it's not there.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Because that is the information I need to decide whether to cancel a paper and order and rejoin.
That information is for the next phase.
Mm.
We're going to fill in all
Okay,
the real data,
Mm.
and then hope we can show it to you again, and then ask you where to take it. Also, licenses would be in there,
Yeah.
all that information.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
access conditions, license conditions.
Yes. So, what do you feel about this page? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's quite alright. Overview, orders. What's that? Because I've entered a journal I don't subscribe to.
I think this
And
one
then
suggests that
It says
you have.
orders, claims and usage.
Well, this would be subscriptions.
Yeah, but this I've entered a title I don't subscribe to.
Now, we are assuming this is only your universe. So these are your subscriptions.
Oh, so this is only my universe
Yes.
now.
Yes. This is the assumption that has been made by the
Okay,
people who
because
made
we
it.
started off in catalog, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
we
that
did.
was supposed to be the whole.
Yeah,
So I've searched.
and you filter down to my subscriptions only.
Oh, I did that. Okay, I've forgotten that even.
No, let's assume that
assume.
you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I've done that, but then it's fine. But if I haven't done that, this is useless.
Then that would not
Yeah.
be there. No.
Yeah, then I understand. Then that's fine. Usage.
On this one only.
That must be statistics,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's the same. Usage.
I'll use the statistics or.
User statistics. Yeah.
Yeah, but only for this title.
Only for this title, so I can
Exactly.
check one title and see if anybody reads it at all. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I could get the same here.
Yeah, but on the whole collection, but you can drill down.
Yeah, I should think that should also be a possibility.
Yes, you'll probably
Yeah.
end up in this page.
Yeah, so that'd be fine. That's very good. And claims and orders. Orders doesn't make sense when you look at one title,
No.
does it?
No.
Um,
Well, how would that make
Unless
sense?
so,
there's
there are a lot of customers that have several subscriptions.
unless there's different formats. Like you have one title
Mm-hmm.
and you are subscribing both to paper and electronic.
So you want it indeed on.
But then it should be subscriptions and not orders.
And perhaps even orders. If somebody, if you just ordered something.
Yeah, but
then
that would be status. Or wouldn't it?
Yeah,
But
well,
it would be a different thing at least from subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or requests.
that
or
would be
something like
an
that.
overview. Yeah, orders. Because there could be a status of my order. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I have to stop talking because
Yeah.
I'm having another meeting in 15 minutes.
Do you always have this music in your room here?
That is the College of Music in
Oh,
Norway.
lovely.
Yeah, sometimes, but you know when they sing half a song
Oh.
10 times, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
lovely. But sometimes it's good, so it varies.
We have gone through
Yeah.
like 95% of it
Okay.
all.
Okay.
All we had was the packages that are available.
All available packages.
Yeah, and you can have the packages that go with this title.
Oh, where you can find different packages, you can find the title.
The title is in these packages.
Yeah, but you cannot. Can you purchase the title, one title alone,
Yeah.
or this title alone? Yeah.
Yes, but then you just stay here.
Yeah, but you can also choose. If you look at the package, you see that there's more good news in
Maybe
the
it's a
package.
better
and you
deal.
might, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps there's an e-package
Mm.
where you can get a lot of stuff for a bit
Yeah.
more.
Okay. Cleaning up. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's in-